Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'm working on the Acura Tl. We're back on the absolute worst part of this paint to finish this up, get it protected, and it's ready to go. Ready to go down the road. We have staining, deep scratches, light scratches, swirls, scratches through the clear coat, through the color coat, down into the body. Just about everything you can think of, so this is going to be fun. Let's get into it. This here is what we're going to be tackling today. It doesn't get too much worse than this, maybe a little bit, but like I said, we have the lighter swirls and love marks, and then we also have the deeper scratches down in through the clear into the color coat, and then scratches even deeper than that are through the color coat. So we're going to only look for modest improvement here. And what we're going to do, we're going to have some fun. We'll divide this chunk in half right there where that line is. Tonight I'm going to do it in a way where I would want to remove as much of that as I possibly can without going too far, and get the best look we can out of this side, on the passenger side. And in the next video over here, we'll do it the safe way, and I'll keep a piece of tape down the middle, so when we're finished with the safe way of correcting this, like maybe a one-step or real deep enhancement without removing hardly any clear. This side we're going to be removing some clear. I'll try to remember to get my paint depth gauge to see how much. And we'll compare the two sides after the second video. How does that sound? All right, we have things taped off. Again, we're going to work on this side. We're going to do it the way I would want to do it if I wanted to make this look the best I possibly can. We're going to be shaving quite a bit. It's pretty bad. This is the worst side, I believe. This side's a little bit worse. And this is what we're going to be using. We're going to start off with 2000 grit. You can either use the Hercules pads. You can get those at Harbor Freight. You can order these, the rupees pads. Then we'll step to 3000 grit. Again, I have either one, Hercules or rupees, and we'll attach it to, if you don't have a sander like this, that's the best way to go. It has a very small diameter of orbit, which is safer. You can use an entry-level polisher. This doesn't have a lot of power either, but it has a little bit of a larger throw to it, or oscillation, which makes it a little bit more dangerous, but just have to use some common sense. And I'm going to attach those to this, and we'll see how it works. All right, let's start off with the Hercules pad. Fits nicely on this backing plate. On the Platinum, we're going to do wet sanding. You can already have these soaking. You can already have the sheets soaking if you're going to use sheets and do it by hand. This is metal. This is plastic or fiberglass or whatever it is. We'll do both. We'll do the metal and the fiberglass, see how it turns out. Now the first step here is going to be doing most of the hard, heavy lifting and the work. We're going to be removing the heaviest of the scratches, and what we can't remove, we're going to be rounding off the jagged edges within the scratch to make them look a little bit better. Keep it down, keep the speeds low. We're going to overlap by about 25–30%. Obviously, you can see the clear coat that we're shaving off running down. We've made a pass. Clear that off the pad. You could do your best to rinse it off of the panel as well. Now we're going to go left to right. We went up and down here, now we'll go to left to right. Okay, that was the flat metal panel. We want to nib the spoiler here a little bit. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because normally these have less material, meaning primer, base coat, clear coat. All right, I'm going to go get some more water, and then we'll flush this area, clean it up, see what it looks like after this stage. Okay, so this is what it looks like after that step. Hazed over, you can kind of see, a little bit of reflection of light, but let me bring you in close. Something else I want you to see. This normally will show off all the areas that are scratched through down to the metal. Here, there, and there. The rest should come out okay. Today's video, we're just going to worry about the wet sanding and polishing. If I choose to fill in these areas, I would do it with touch-up paint, maybe Dr. Color Chip, or the filler of your choice. So now we get the 2000 grit disc off of there. We'll stick with Hercule. Again, you can get these at Harbor Freight. You could have that one soaking a while as well. But I'm just going to spray it down with the bottle here, the water bottle. And now we're going to do the exact same thing. And now we're going to do the exact same thing with the 3000 grit. The overlap is going to be 50-50, 50% of the backing plate and pad, and you could turn up the polisher a little bit higher, work a little bit slower. 3000 grit is not aggressive at all, and Keep in mind, the 3000 grit is not going after the scratches that were on here originally. We are just now refining the 2000 grit scratches, if that makes sense. Now we hop back on the spoiler. Can't forget about the little spoiler. That's all clear coat right there, all that white stuff. Clean that off of there, and I'll show you what it looks like after this step, step 2. After this step, you should see a little bit more of a reflection. It should have slightly cleared up. Yeah, we're still sanding, but the finer sand marks make it a little bit easier to get a better reflection. All right, I wanted you to see what this looked like after 3000 grit. And again, you could see a better reflection. And I wanted to show you, pulling the tape off, what that looks like compared to the other side. I'll put the tape back on, and we'll do some polishing. Okay, from here, we're going to go with the Eurofiber 50/50 pad and Phoenix EOD Pop-A Cut. Spread it out. And we'll polish. Between the 3rd and the 4th speed setting. Now the spoiler, as you can see, I took my time polishing those areas. The Papa Cut has a long cycle time or open time, so you don't have to rush. Okay, that's a dry towel. Yep. Let's wipe off the residue. This is extremely soft clear coat, so I may need to finish it down. One quick pass with a finishing polish. But let me show you what it looks like so far. I know you can see already, huge improvement. And from here, well, you can also see that I do have to finish down. From here, I can only see one or two deeper scratches. Come up close. Well, let me grab the swirl finder as well. You can use the overhead lights. It does need to be refined and finished down, but look over here, you could barely see any of that metallic flake, and now we have some of the metallics showing through. Look at that. Pink, purple, green, all kinds of neat. Let's finish this up and see what it looks like. Okay, good friends, to finish it, and by the way, this will be the fourth step. We'll just move over and grab this same polisher that was doing the sanding, not very aggressive at all, and we have a waffle finish pad. You don't need anything aggressive because it's just finishing down. It doesn't have a big job to do. And we'll grab the Phoenix EOD Fab Finish. Really the only two polishes you need in your lineup. Especially with today's newer car finishes. You don't need anything more aggressive than that. And the Fab Finish will finish down beautifully. Wipe off the residue, see where we stand. I think it's going to look good compared to the way it looked before we started. It's going to be about probably 3 or 4 areas that are still really messed up. Ooh, that does look pretty good. It looks pretty good for what it was. Look at the difference. That's the difference you can make. So we have a chemical burn and just a little group of scratches up here, the only thing left. Really, everything else looks fantastic compared to what it did look like. Let me grab the paint depth gauge and gloss meter, and we'll see the difference between these two sides. When it comes to gloss and reflection, we're going to go from about an 89 or so 89er to a 97.2, somewhere in that area. Nice improvement. Let me grab the paint depth gauge. When it comes to the thickness of the material, we started around a 5.4, and we're ending up with about a 4.7. So, yeah, we were getting aggressive, and we did remove clear coat, and we had to get to that type of improvement. So, this is what I would do for someone who wanted improvement, and I knew that they were knowledgeable about how to take care of the finish of their vehicle. On this side, we're going to do it for what I believe a customer that would run it through a car wash and would treat it the same way. Because normally, they may start out being careful. They're going to go right back to the way they were treating the car before. I've seen it. Even after spending a ton of money getting it to that point, I've seen it. They come back to me when it comes to maintenance, and they start to look like that after about 2 or 3 years. So for them, we're going to correct over here, and we'll do that in the next video. All right, good friends, that's going to do it for today's video. It's getting late. The shop manager has been curled up next to our little heater fireplace, taking a nap, getting a head start on her nighttime slumber. And in the next video, we're going to do the other side, but we'll do it in a manner that reflects an owner that's going to go back to the way they maintained the vehicle before. This has been Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'll catch you in the next video.